الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأمرهم شورى بينهم ومما رزقناهم ينفقون وقال تعالى وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلين وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما خاب من استخار ولا ندم من استشار أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم. My dear respected brothers, elders, listeners, a number of weeks ago I had shed light on the topic of istikhara, seeking divine help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the method of performing istikhara was also discussed. As for some time I've been wanting to try and cover this topic, and part one of this topic, alhamdulillah, we covered in the last sermon, and inshallah with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the aim is to try and cover the last part of this topic. So in the last sermon I shed light on istikhara itself and what it means, seeking divine help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about a matter that one is unsure about, and it's not something which is established from the Holy Quran or the Ahadith or Ijma'. It's a matter where if one is confused or unsure whether to do or not, and it's not going against the Sharia. So for this, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught us istikhara. And he taught us the dua of istikhara. And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam emphasized about istikhara like he would teach a surah from the Quran. And I had mentioned the method where one would read 2 rakats of optional prayer, and thereafter they would recite the dua of istikhara and then make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes the matter easy and one can come to a decision and a conclusion. In this week's sermon, inshallah, the points I would like to cover, which are commonly asked by the general public, or there's some misunderstandings that they have related to istikhara, to try and answer these questions. And one of these is related to the time of istikhara. Number 2 is related to the results of istikhara. And number 3, if one has done istikhara and after this one is still unsure and cannot come to a decision of what to do. Point number 4 is if we need to do a quick istikhara, we need to make decisions at that moment of time and we don't have enough time to perform the actual istikhara. How should we go about such a matter? So these 4 points, inshallah, we'll try and cover in this limited time. So we have a better understanding of istikhara and cover those points which are generally believed by the public. What does the Sharia say about this? So number 1 was related to the time of istikhara. Many times we think that istikhara can only be done at night after Salatul Isha. After Salatul Isha, istikhara, 2 rakats will be there, and then you go to sleep. So there's no basis of this that it has to be done at night. It can be done during the day also, providing that it's not the disliked and makruh time for playing optional prayers. So you can do istikhara during the day also. Why do people prefer that night? Some people may feel that it's more easier after the hustle and bustle during the day, and at night they have a bit more time and they can focus and think of what they are confused or unsure about. So some people prefer the time to do it at night, but it's not a condition from the Sharia. Istikhara can be done during the day also. If you decide that I would like to do it after Dhuhr, you can do it after Dhuhr. If you decide after Asr, after Asr is the makruh time. If you decide to do it after Maghrib, after Isha, these times, there's no restrictions from the Sharia that it has to be done at night, and then you cannot speak to anyone, and then you must immediately go to sleep. So, however, some have found better experience doing it at night because they sleep thinking about this matter, and then it makes things easier, but it's not a condition from the Sharia. Point number 2 is many believe and think that when you have done istikhara, you will see a dream. Many times Allah can show you in a dream, and it's happened. Many people have done istikhara, they've seen a dream. But it's not a condition for your istikhara to be stamped or accepted that you will see a dream. And if not, then your istikhara is not done or it's not accepted. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may show you through a dream. It's possible, and many have seen dreams. And some, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides He does not show you through a dream, then that is possible also. So one may think that I've not seen a dream, so my istikhara is not done. That is not the case. Indeed, your istikhara is done, but it's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows you. This could be through a dream. Point number 2, it could be a feeling that you have. You're inclined towards the thing. You are uncertain about a matter, but your heart, feelings, means are becoming easy towards one side. All the obstacles that were there, they are being removed, and it's become easy. Then this is a sign also. So that is the second point related to istikhara, that dream is not certain or conditioned for the results. Point number 3, sometimes we have done istikhara on a matter, asking divine help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we have still not come to a conclusion. We are still unsure, uncertain about what step that we should take. And at times we may feel, what should we do in this case? Now we must understand, when we have read the 2 rakats, when we have read the dua of istikhara, when we have made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put khair and goodness in it, and move me away from this if it's evil and bad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the best result. It's possible that it may seem like things are going the opposite way. We did istikhara on a matter and now everything's going wrong. But there is goodness in this which is hidden. Many of us sitting here in our life, if we go back and ponder, there were certain things that may have happened in our life which we felt that were not good. But later we discovered, after 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 5 years, that was the right thing that happened. So if we have gone through these things in our life, Allah knows best at that moment what the right thing for us is. And Allah will do the best because we have sought help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by doing the sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is also possible that you have done istikhara, but things seem they could go worse in some ways. But the goodness is in that we have to trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu would mention regarding a person that stumbles or says wrong words after doing istikhara, or foolish man, do you trust the little intelligence that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you? And you trust yourself? Do you not hand this over to the one who is alim, whose knowledge is fully complete and encompasses everything? Leave it in his hands. He loves you more than your parents. What the goodness and the result will be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make things better. And the examples the ulama give is like a child. When a child, the parents either prevent or stop the child from something which could be dangerous for them, or give them some medication, but the child refuses. Or the child wants something which is dangerous for them at that moment of time. And the parents refuse, so what happens? The child feels that the parents are being cruel to me. They're not giving me what I'm asking. But the same child later, when becomes more intelligent and becomes more understanding and has developed in his thinking and mind, now thinks that decision was right, what my parents had decided. It could have been that I may have not been alive now. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sometimes He puts us in a test in certain situations. But if we lose hope at that moment, and we always remember, whatever Allah decides, there's goodness in that. بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. So even after doing istikhara, things are turning out in the wrong way. This is what Allah's decision is, to make things better for you after. And point number 4, sometimes we have to make instant decisions at that moment of time. We may not have time where we can read 2 rakats, read the istikhara dua, and make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we just need to make a decision at that time. Someone may have asked something. So for this we have been given supplications also by our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first supplication, Allahumma khilli wa khtarli. We need to make an instant decision, immediately read this dua. Allahumma khilli wa khtarli. Allah, make this decision and choose and select for me the right thing. Another dua that we learn from the sunnah, Allahumma hdini. Oh Allah, guide me and guide me to do the right thing. Another dua which we learn from the sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma alhimni rushdi. In all of these 3 duas, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, select and help me make the right decision at that right moment of time. So this is like a short dua that one can be read in an emergency or in a situation where we don't have time for istikhara and we have to decide at that moment a time, then we should read these duas. And my dear brothers, the whole purpose of reading these duas is coming back to the point that we are building our link with our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we are turning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every step and moment of our life. When we're going through hardship, when we're unsure, any difficulty, we're turning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So our link with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be strong, our connection with Allah. Look, when we, in a worldly perspective, we look and we say, look at so and so, let's go and ask him for help. He's well recognized. He's well recognized in the society. He knows a lot of people that have a lot of influence, or the rich, or so on. And we try and meet such people. This person can help me. He has a lot of influence in the society. In Urdu, as we would say, Jaan Pehchan. That look, this person has got Jaan Pehchan. He's recognized. He knows people that can really make decisions and change things. But the question is, what is our Jaan Pehchan? What is our recognition and our link with our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And Mufti Shafi Sahib rahimahullah was a great mufassir in the commentary of the Holy Quran. Mufti Shafi Sahib rahimahullah was a great mufassir. He had written the commentary of the Holy Quran. Whenever someone would come him to ask him a matter he was unsure about, he would close his eyes and turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and read this dua, Allah makhilli waqtali. Allah, make it easy for me to decide the right thing. And thereafter, he would give a verdict, or make a statement, or speak about the matter that someone has asked him. So this is what we learn, is going back, that link that we have with our Creator. Many of the ulamas, when they were asked masail, just like someone comes and says, okay, I have a mas'ala, I would like to ask the ruling regarding a certain part, a matter of Sharia. Many of the ulamas, before the person has asked the question, in their heart they will turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, whatever this person wants to ask, make me say the right thing, and which satisfies the questioner also. And we come back to the point, is that link with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are building, that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have the example of Mufti Shafi Sahib rahimahullah, whose son recently passed away. Many would know Mufti Rafi Uthmani rahimahullah, a giant in knowledge, spiritually. Also, it was a great loss for the ummah that we lost such a great scholar who was globally, worldwide known. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him with a lot of knowledge. A great mufti of Pakistan. Not only Pakistan but around the world. He was well recognized in many of the other countries also. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with a lot of ilm and knowledge. And one thing special about what he had done is unite the ummah. Ittihad of the ummah. He spent his life uniting the ummah in his talks. And he also came to the UK years before, and this was his message that he had given. So back our link with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to create that link with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from istikhara and other points that we learn. In every matter we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not only in prayer and when we are praying salah, in every moment of our life.